So we came to an agreement on the trailer, and I was gonna go screw around with lights, see if we get some lights and brakes working while I'm here. And he's like, why don't you pull it in the garage and work in the shade instead of being out in this 93-degree sun. So I said, sure, what a plan that is. So that's what we're gonna go do. Which bay? Okay. I'll shut this off. That was pretty easy. Bad ground, they just grounded it to my truck. Got most of the lights. How's that? Probably just use the jumper cables in. Or make a piece of wire that goes across, I don't know. 2 pair of vice grips. Come up with some solution. So I made it about 2 miles away from the place.
Miles, turn left.
And I'm hearing this noise. I'm doing real slow. I just hear growling. I see the trucker behind me hops out of his rig. I go back, the rear gate's down, it's laying, dragging on the ground. It actually chafed right through the strap real quick.
Turn left.
Now I put the strap across the outside of it from left to right for hopefully a little bit better setup. Again, I know it's beat up, but hopefully that's the only issue that we have. See how my truck pulls it too. I got the overdrive off. Should be about the same as my camper as far as again weight wise, but we'll see. It only kind of shows up on hills anyway. Flat ground you can probably pull 20,000 pounds, but on the hills is kind of where it shows up. And it's not like this thing's going to get pulled all over the place. It's going to get, you know,
Continue 13 miles.
probably going to get 500 miles a year put on it. It's not like it's again, the camper getting tucked all over the place. Seems like it pulls okay. I'm only on the gas, 10% on the pedal. That seems fine. Shove another 4,000 pounds in it, we'll see how it goes. But I think the trailer is probably about 2,400 pounds empty. But wish me well. Home sweet home. Other than the rear gate falling down, it was pretty much uneventful. That's a 5-foot wide door, and I believe it's just shy of 6 foot height. Not sure of that. These 2 tires look good. Don't see much of an issue with them. I don't see any dry rot or anything. Do they match? They're the same size. I don't think they are the same manufacturer. Dyna Trail, and that one says Road Rider. I guess the name of the trailer is Auto Plus. That's what I had to do to shut the rear door. You see how hammered that thing is? This is the metal I was talking about that was scabbed across it between the front and the rear to try to give it a little bit more support. And I believe at one time it would have the what do they call that, flap on the top of it. You fold it down, you lay the flap, and a little extension on the ramp. I'm thinking a lot of it's right at the bottom. I think it's where the hinges are that are held away. Of course, it's got a bow to it too, but you see where it almost touches the tops. But you can't latch these. These are not even a prayer of doing what they're supposed to do. And again, if I was thinking worst case scenario, I'll just bolt that whole thing shut right in the back and use that for wall space for setting up equipment, because I have this door, which looks like that's got to be almost a 5-foot door too. It's at least 4. It's getting dark in here. and it is, I think, 16 feet to the V and then 20 foot to the very front. And the height, I'm gonna say it's supposed to be 6'5", and again you can see, I showed it on the other video, you can see where the roof took a snow load and kind of bowed them the other direction. But we're gonna go jack those back up, and I'm gonna weld a crossbar going across it. I did it on a friend of mine's trailer, and actually worked out pretty good. Plus it became an area you can kind of like slide stuff up in the rails for storage. And it is exactly 8 feet across. That's an 8-foot sheet of plywood. You actually don't feel that rotted out. I think maybe I'll replace that back one. These guys maybe I'll just be able to bolt right back down again. The only other thing is too, what this shows is the last section goes down on an angle. It's not flat across. A bit of a beaver tail. But plenty of workspace. Figure the weld the generator on one wall, and I'm going to punch through the wall and have the venting cool itself, and then I'm going to box it in here so you're not hearing it as much, and of course you're not getting the fumes and the heat and everything kind of coming off of it. I grabbed some skylights. They're 15 bucks a piece delivered on eBay. As long as the frames ain't too bad. I'll go up and look at them from up top. I'm going to put one of those big batteries in here. I already have it. It's on my boat. I guess this is probably the battery box. I don't think there's probably one in there. No, there is. That's for the breakaway. The breakaway for the trailer. But I'm going to have a huge house battery in here anyway. Running the generator. I'll tap the generator into it and the inverter and all that kind of stuff, and it'll charge back up on its own. I also have 3 solar panels that could probably go on the roof. I'm happy with it for $1,000. Can't complain. Here's the tires on this side. This one says Goodyear. I don't think that matched either one on the back. I don't think this one says Dyna Trail. So it's a mix and match. This one's got a weird kind of step to it. Show. The outer treads is a lot further out than the inner. What do I think? Drive down train tracks or something? Yeah, so they swapped. If I stole a tire off of this for another trailer that they had, because that pattern does not match to that pattern. Let's see what's on the other side. Another different one too. This one's got round holes. And that one's, so 2 of the rims match. So I'll put take the one off the other side that matches. We'll put those 2 together. The trailer was rubbing on the road. I'd hop on the back of the truck and look at it. So those 2 rims match. You see it now. See it? So we'll jack all that back up. That should might even try to go a little bit past it too, see if we can get more of a crown out, give me a little bit more headroom in the center. I don't know what weight capacity it is. The axles I was looking underneath, first they're 6 lug, and it kind of puts you in the higher realm. But I know on these are torsion, I'll loosen you guys up so I can get you under there. Torsion axles, the leaf spring axles, they use the diameter of the axle is the weight capacity, but you know, these are the torsion ones, but they're beefy. Those are gotta be 5-inch thick going across. So I'm probably gonna go crawl under there and we'll look for a tag. Weight. It doesn't say in the title neither, does it say what the weight of it is. So I'll see if there's any info. I see the wires hanging for the is that wire hanging right there. I had no electric brakes on the way home. Not bad though. Again, I'm guessing the trailer probably weighs 2,400 pounds, but I wouldn't want to try stopping it when it weighed 7,000 pounds. I'm gonna go crawl under there with a spotlight, see what we get. So, about the perfect size for me too. Wouldn't want to go much larger than that. I think my truck would have a hard time dealing with it, and then trying to park it in the yard, because I'm going to put it where the car trailer is. And I don't want to stick too far out. This way, you figure the tent garage is 20 foot from front to rear. I believe it's 20. And I'm 20 feet to the tongue. I'm 20 feet to that, so that's going to give it another 2 feet. So I'm at 22. Alright. Alright guys, I don't know if I can turn it back on or not after this, but it should be my project for the foreseeable future. I gotta go make myself a shopping list and get a bunch of other stuff I want to go find for it, but moving on to something different, you know. Try to expand my my work, be able to make some more money instead of spending time huffing stuff in and out of the trucks. I could leave it all set up. Anyway, now I'm starting to ramble. All right, guys. Thanks. Later. Alright, now someone's gonna ask. Let's see if you guys got bionic vision. Well, that pretty much looks like just a bleached out piece of something. The only thing I can make out is kind of where the writing would be, but I can't read anything else that's inside. You see, that's like something pounds right there. Yes. You guys want to freeze it, see if you can kind of come up with anything. I wonder if I can call the manufacturer with the VIN number, if they might be able to tell me. Alright. So we're in the abyss under the trailer. I'm looking at the axles. And I see this guy. Hopefully the camera can pick it up so I can look at it later. I don't know if the light's helping us or hurting us. I'll try it a couple different ways. I can't see in the camera right now, I'm just trying to figure out. I'll just point it right at it. The other thing I noticed is it's like they took out a beam underneath. This one is where that floor is loose. That one is twisted. I don't know if it shows. See, it's straight there as you come back. It's rolled, so whatever weight was in it, which again I believe was a ditch witch, you can see where it ripped itself apart. And then If you back it up one, you can see where they put a 2x3 next to the beam to help it. And then it's got, like they rebuilt the end of it altogether. It looks like a 2x3 there. They patched in some there and some here and made the beaver tail stronger, or that's the way it is, I'm not sure. I'm saying it looks like it's been redone. It actually looks stronger than the original stuff anyway. Alright, we get out from under here. So I measured the brake drums. They appear to be a 12-inch drum. I believe that's a heavier axle also. Let's go see what we got on this door. I opened it last time. It seemed like it sprung to about right here and stayed. The whole bottom of the trailer is just flexing. Those hinges just bound right up. So let me go soak it down with some fluids, and probably what I'll do is I'll drill a couple of holes in them, and we'll use that for access for getting some non-seas in them too. Yeah, they're looking pretty cruddy. Oh, just from non-use. Probably be a good place for a grease fitting too, wouldn't you think? It's not welded, is it? Yeah, I think it's a weld on the end of it just to keep the pin from falling out. Yeah, somebody. She's a little springy, but I got her. If I stand on it, it'll go down. A little bit of heat wouldn't hurt those guys neither. Getting air gun will blow the crap out. Well, that's not going to help it close, is it? Yeah, that being in the hinge might look at the dent it put in it. I bet you it'll close up a lot easier now. So yeah, let me get the air gun. I'm going to blow a bunch of that crap out of there, and we'll soak it again and see if we're going to work it back and forth. That one looks a little ziggy to me. That one's straight and the other one's straight. What about the tail end? That wouldn't be bad access for me to get into the trailer. You have four-wheelers and bikes and everything in it. Again, worst case scenario, I don't end up using the, can't do anything with the rear hatch. You always got this front door. And we get the clean. So, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, that's what we're going for right there. So I figure we'll drill a couple of holes. The middle is what moves and it's fixed on the outer sides. I figure if we'll punch a couple of holes in the center, we can get some lube. You drill through and a pile of rust comes up, you know it's not good. Some CRC or whatnot in there and break up that rust. That hole doesn't want to drill. Yeah, I think that bit went kabooey. But we'll get that across. That one's already done. And we'll start working it back and forth. Let's see if that does anything for us. I got those all drilled out. And, with PB Blast. I don't want to resort to heat. Unless I really have to. This is the kind of stuff I don't need to go to the gym. It's called yard gym. It's fighting me. Maybe a little heat. It's working out pretty good. I actually I closed it up and I drilled 3 more holes in each one. I don't know if you can see it. It's literally puking out rust out of the holes as I work it back and forth. So that's working pretty good. See the same on this one. And the last one seems to be okay. That one's not doing much. So that one's probably not bound up. But I could do it one-handed now anyway. And be able to lock it. Again, you see it puking some more out of these. So I've been taking the air gun afterwards, and so I blow all that out and clear those holes out and shoot some more fluid in and keep working it. I think about another 10 minutes or so I'll get it. Probably be nicer to wait. There's the GVW right there. 9,900. All right. That's nice. So it does have the heavier axles in it. What was I doing? If I waited till it wasn't 94 degrees out, I'd be sweating like a pig. But it's always how you get a new toy. You just want to start having at it and making improvements on it. That's where the fun of sorts, if you can call it fun, starts kicking in. You just get into what you're doing. So let me see, at least get this door knocked out. All right, 3 minutes later. That works for me. It has to, because I'm out of spray. So that's a one door down. Of course it needs more dressing than that, but at least it's functional and getting out of the trailer. I might try putting a grease fitting right in the middle one and let it just spuge out the other holes for future. As long as it clears in the down position, it doesn't hit this. We're good. Hope the rest of the trailer decides to respond like that. Alright, I'm dying. I need an iced tea. I know I said I was wrapping it up earlier. I'm wrapping it up now. Again, guys, thanks for watching, comment, subscribing, and we're gonna go call this one Musty's Mobile Mechanics. I don't know. Later.